Hi everyone, hope you're all doing okay. So today the video I wanted to do is a video about using up your craft stash. And as it's the beginning of the year, I thought what better time to dig out all my embellishments and papers and everything and just try to use up what I have instead of going out and buying more products. And one little tip that I picked up from a blog post that I was reading recently was to go shopping in your craft room. And I thought, well, that's a really good idea. So the first thing I started off doing is looking through all my embellishments to see what I had. And also I want to try and use up scrap papers as well. I am going to link a couple of videos down below. Marina did a really good video on how to use up all your scraps on the cover of a junk journal. And then I also was watching another video about how to make your own quite simple embellishments, which won't really cost you much, and you'll probably have most of the things already in your stash. So when I had a look through my cupboards, I had quite a lot of these wood embellishments, wooden pieces and little frames and bird cages and all that sort of thing. So I mean, they can be painted and embossed and that sort of thing. Got some more here, some frames and some little vintage lady heads and some corners. I found these as well. They were from a shop called The Works we have in the UK, and as you can see, most of their products are £1, so it's a really good offer for me, really good deal. And this has lots of different shaped labels, so you know, you can ink them up, stamp them, do all sorts of things, add them to junk journals. I've got some cameos, some resin flowers. Again, there's some more labels that I bought which are good to put on the front of your junk journals. This has I've almost used this. There's just little tags that you just tear out and you can use them as journal cards. Some more wooden pieces. A roll of jute. And I've got this in pink as well. And that can also be wrapped around the spine. You can cut it up into little pieces, stamp on it, make pockets, cut it into pieces and make pockets from it. Again, some frames, which are really pretty, and they make a nice little addition to your junk journals. Bling, this is something I never hardly use, so I've pulled that out and I'm going to try and use that. I've got some butterfly stickers here. I've used several of them, but I've still got a frame there to use up. Here I've got a big pack of die cut shapes. See all sorts of things there, and you know, they have so many uses. These I bought from an online store. They were on sale, and I don't really know why I bought them because they're quite strange colours, but I'm determined to use them if I can. These are some little memo stickers, which are great if you're making more of the planner type books or more sort of modern type of junk journals. These I've had for ages in my stash, and I don't know why, but I just can't seem to find anything to use them on. But again, I'm going to try and use them. These I bought from the pound shop. These are not really the best quality, but you know, there's always something you can do with things. Some little wood embellishments. These again were from the pound shop. They're just flowers, just plain craft flowers, but you can paint them, spray them, or do all sorts of things. Some butterflies. Alphabet shapes, again, they're something I just never seem to use, and if I want to make up a word, I never seem to have the right amount of letters. But you can sometimes turn the alphabets round and make them into different letters. I've got a frame here. I've got a few of these paper frames. Some canvas shapes, again, you can stamp them and add them as embellishments in your junk journals. And then again here I've got some, what are they, Kaiser Craft. Again, these are really nice, really vintagey. Lots of things you can do, use them as embellishments. And then the other thing I had a look at was all the other types of products that we have in our cupboards that we don't often use. And so we've got the liquid pearls, and I mean, they can just be added to the middle of flowers. You can add little dots on to the edges of pages, junk journal pages. Also the stickles, which is a glitter glue. Again, you can add them onto flowers, and you can use them in lots of ways. Embossing powder, which I'm going to get out and use more. This one's a really good, it's called Wow, and that's very good, but it's not glittery. This one is from Paper Mania, and I'm not so keen on it. It doesn't seem to stick very well to things. And obviously ink sprays. Again, you can spray them onto flowers, embellishments, pages, all sorts of things. Distress stain. This is something I haven't used all that much, but I have used it on grunge paper. And you can edge, like I've used it on junk journals, on the edges of covers, book covers. Glamour dust, which is something else you can just sprinkle onto the tops of things if you add glossy accents or something like that first. I haven't used this for quite a long while, but it's quite a nice, useful little product. This is something I bought ages ago when I was doing more altered boxes. It's a crackle paint, and you know, it's a really nice product to use if you've got a book cover that you want to crackle up. So yeah, so you know, have a look in your cupboards, have a look in your drawers, see what you can find, and do a little bit of shopping in your own craft room before you buy anything else. I did have a little journal to share with you. This was something that I decided to make from some scraps. It's roughly 6x4. The cover's a little bit smaller. I didn't have small enough pieces of paper to actually use on the pages, on some of the full-size pages, but I did pull a lot of scrap pieces from my box to use for smaller pages. So here I just used the O wires at the top and bottom. I added one of those frames that I showed you earlier with an image behind that, a cameo, some bling and some lace. And I added a little crochet flower with some tiny doilies that I have. That's a scrap paper, that's from the Tim Holtz. Also I have some rub-ons, so I used one there. This is a thick tag that I made from cereal packaging. This is one of those cream labels I was showing you, and a resin flower and a little piece of greenery behind that. I also used some digital collage sheets from Lisa's Altered Art, and this comes from her, so I cut that out and put the word dream at the top. These were some die cuts that I've had some time in my stash, and I decided to get them out. I used a bit of bling and stamped happiness there. This is another die cut from Lisa's Altered Art, and a heart that I cut out and used glossy accents. Here I used one of my wooden corner frames, and I used the Paper Mania embossing powder on that, and then to make, as it didn't stick so well, I used the glossy accents over the top. That's a little tuck spot. That's another little page that I did with some scrap paper and some lace. This is another frame that I cut down in half. I made a little envelope which has just a couple of little pieces of scrap paper. And that's a little Tim Holtz paper clip. There's another thick cereal packaging tag that I made. Here I made a small paper clip, and this is one of those craft flowers that I sprayed with some bronze spray, and that's just another little piece that I've cut out. Another scrap of paper there that I made into a tuck spot with a little journaling card. Here I added some wooden corner frames that I've just left as they are. Whoops, sorry. Here I made an envelope with my envelope punch board. Another scrap of paper. It's one of the butterflies. Here I used another wooden frame and added some glitter. That was a die cut that I had in my stash. I made a belly band and another scrap of paper. Here I sprayed a doily. That was with this spritzing ink, which I got from the range. And I also used some perfect pearls for the necklace. This is a little chipboard piece that's from Prima Fairy Rhymes. And then there's a couple of little journaling pieces of paper at the back here. Here, that's another piece from Lisa's Altered Art, and I just stamped a craft tag with some different stamps. Added some seam binding. And this is another heart, the other half of the frame that I've added there with a little journaling card. And that's the back. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and please let me know what you think. I really appreciate your feedback, and I love to read all the comments. So I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.